I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade your Trust EasyClick wireless mouse to give some more functionality to it, so that instead of being a 5-button mouse, it's going to turn into a 7-button mouse. It's really easy if you know how to use soldering iron. It just requires basic soldering, and but it can be really useful. The worst thing you can do with your mouse is that you're just not going to succeed, and it's going to remain with the same capabilities. But if everything works fine, you just will make it better. So don't be afraid of it. If you've done soldering before, it's just a very, very easy task. Alright, so I have already removed the screw down here, and of course we're going to start with disassembling the mouse. I'm sorry, but it's quite uncomfortable holding the camera in one hand and at the same time. Yeah, so here we are, and what I found out is that if you have a look inside the mouse, right down here, we actually had two places for switches, but the switches themselves, they were not installed. So I said, wait a second, so the PCB has the possibility to work with those switches, so why don't I give it a try? So I actually uninstalled these ones. I removed them from one of the motherboards that I had from the laptop, and I just put it there. And unfortunately, I didn't have another type of switches which are higher. I just had this SMD type, and I had to use those. And because of that, I had to also modify this carriage. So as you see, on the left and the right sides, I have put the screws. Now why did I do that? Because once I install it back, and once I do the tilting of this wheel, it has to touch the switch and it has to click. So without adding those screws there on the buttons, I mean on the sides, it would not be possible with this switch. But of course, if you have another type of switch which are taller, they come with all the different varieties, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever millimeters, so you can directly put the switch in here, in this place, same on the other side, and without actually modifying this plastic part, everything's gonna work. That's for the hardware part, and I will also show you what you have to do now with the driver in order for this change to take the effect. Okay guys, so now once you have already made the changes in the hardware part of your mouse, I'll tell you what you have to do with the drivers to make this change effective. The easiest thing to do is to install so-called X-Mouse button control. This is a software that actually gives you the possibility to assign anything to any command or whatever you want to any of the keys on your mouse. So you can just download the latest version from here. I have already installed it, so I'm just going to open that window, and what I want to show you is that it's really active, whatever the change was. So you see, if I click on any of the mouse buttons inside this window, it actually highlights which button is being clicked. And in addition to all these forward, backward, and all the other 3 keys, now I have the tilt wheel functionality. So now once I move this wheel on the mouse, I can see that actually the tilt wheel left and tilt wheel right are working. So you can leave it with the default command, so it will just do the scrolling in the horizontal direction. So let me show you. For example, you can do something like this with the tilt wheel. So practically it does the same thing as the wheel, but in the other way. Or maybe you're some kind of gamer, or you have some special needs, and you can assign to those buttons any command you can think of. Actually, the thing is, right here we have the predefined several, dozens of different commands that you can use. But in addition to that, this whole software has really a lot of much more complex things to offer. You can actually assign to any of your mouse buttons any kind of command you can think of. You can say like, okay, I want that once I click on this mouse button, it clicks on the tab and then space and then double clicks and then does this and that. So you really have a lot of possibilities with this tool, and you can play around with it. There are quite nice videos on YouTube that explain how you should do that. So that's it, guys. I hope it was helpful for you, and I hope you will follow the same thing what I did and make your mouse better. Till next time.